I was disappointed in what I was seeing, both during the transition period when I was still there and while I was out, but I really worked hard at distancing myself from it because, one, I couldn't do anything about it. In a way, it wasn't my business at all, really. It was his business to run. And I was not happy with what I was seeing. I worked hard to build the company into what it was over that long period of time. I was proud of those accomplishments. It hurts when something that you've put your heart and soul into, right, and that you care about so much is going through a difficult time.
Hi, this is Eileen, and we're back with the never-ending saga of Rachel Zegler. But this time, it's bigger than ever. Disney's CEO has officially stepped in, delivering what might be the final blow to Zegler's spiraling career. From her controversial remarks about the original SnowWhite to her divisive political takes, the backlash has reached a fever pitch. Fans, celebrities, and public figures alike are speaking out across social media. So how did we get here? How did a rising star become the center of one of Hollywood's most polarizing stories?
Friend, and she's the one who sent me the casting notice and said, thank you when you're famous.
Let's break it all down.
I got another example of it. Now, this person is not a politician and she's not a newscaster, but she's pretty famous and she's been in the news for bad things over the past couple of years as far as the right half of the country is concerned. Her name is Rachel Zegler. Zegler? Zegler. Okay, there's something wrong with this person. She's also known as the star of SnowWhite and the Disney movie. Remember, she was out like a couple of years ago being like, there's certainly not going to be a prince rescuing me. I can tell you that. And then Disney got on its heels and they're like, we're going to reshoot the movie immediately. Like we're going to make some changes because there was so much backlash to her arrogance and just inanity. Well, she's back and she's very, very upset about the Trump win. Okay. This is a post she made on X. Here's what she posted. And by the way, she's starring right now in Broadway's Romeo and Juliet, so don't go see that. Okay, she writes, I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred, leaning us towards a world I do not want to live in, leaning us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. P.S. She has no daughter. She has no children at all. Leading us towards a world that will force her, who's her, your daughter who doesn't exist, okay, to have a baby she doesn't.
You had Rachel Zegler on the docket too. I think actresses should be quiet. I understand. You know, what
is she the one that's on the cover of Cosmo with the cover story authored by Jack Antonoff?
I don't know. I just know of her stupid statements in the news.
Look this up.
Yeah,
So the reason we had Rachel Zegler on the docket is that's number one.
You called her a pig?
She's a pig. I know, I'm harsh. Sometimes I really
She's
get
a young girl.
Oh, fuck her.
We've called people slam pigs, so.
There we go. Thank you. Anna gets it.
No, I know. But I just mean she's, it's actresses aren't known for their like.
So annoying. I know, she's dumb. She's young and she's dumb. But maybe she'll learn. You know what? Whatever I called her, it worked.
She apologized.
She did a 180 after I attacked her, and she deserved it. You deserved it, my dear. Hopefully you'll grow up soon. You should listen to the Megyn Kelly show. It will help you. So she came out and took a large dump on half of the country. Everyone who voted for Trump. I remember her words.
She hopes they know no peace.
Right.
Really,
and that Trump knows no peace. Mm-hmm. The man's already been almost assassinated twice, so maybe check the rhetoric. Mm-hmm. So I attacked her, and then she came out and she said, I apologize. Like I went too far. But it wasn't sincere because she's had a long history of saying woke, annoying things. Our new SnowWhite and my helpful team pulled this thought from just SoundBite, Sound on Tape, us, SOT.
Rachel Zegler seems to be a magnet for controversy, and this time it could truly mark the beginning of the end for her career. Disney CEO Bob Iger has reportedly stepped in after Zegler's latest remarks sparked massive backlash, not just from fans, but also celebrities and political commentators. The latest uproar began with Zegler's explicit political comments following Donald Trump's 2024 re-election. In a heated Instagram story, she labeled Trump's victory as another 4 years of hatred and called him a man who threatens our democracy. But the statement that sent shockwaves across the nation was her declaration, "May Trump supporters and Trump himself never know peace." Let that sink in. Zegler effectively alienated half the country with one comment. Fallout from the remarks. The fallout was swift and brutal. Social media exploded with calls to boycott Zegler's upcoming projects, particularly Disney's live-action SnowWhite remake. Parents voiced their outrage, with one user commenting, "Not taking my kids to see this trash." After that statement, Disney need to do something about this. Disney certainly noticed. Reports suggest that Bob Iger canceled Zegler's planned appearances at high-profile events, including the Oscars and Disney's holiday parade. Rumors are swirling that Zegler may not even be invited to the 2025 Oscars due to the controversy. A career in crisis. This marks a stunning downfall for an actress once poised to be Disney's next big star. But Zegler's woes didn't stop with Disney. Conservative commentator Megyn Kelly, known for her outspoken critiques, tore into Zegler on her Sirius XM show, calling her remarks hateful and labeling the actress a pig for alienating such a significant portion of the public. Kelly also pointed out Disney's apparent hypocrisy, noting how actress Gina Carano was fired for far less controversial comments. You're going to put out a Disney film with Snow White, a beloved American character starring a woman who hates more than half the country? This is insane. Kelly fumed. Kelly even suggested that Disney might need to reshoot Snow White entirely, stating, "This woman has to go." No White in turmoil. Snow White reboot, already mired in controversy over its $290 million budget and divisive creative choices, is now facing even greater challenges. The film's portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs and its perceived woke agenda have alienated traditional Disney fans. Now, Zegler's public outbursts have pushed even the most loyal audiences to boycott the project. Zegler's aspect. Adding fuel to the fire, Zegler recently attacked Elon Musk on social media, blaming him for Trump's victory and criticizing users who remain on X, formerly Twitter. Ooh, I don't use that app for a reason. He helped get that man elected, and you're giving him business. She followed this up by describing Trump voters as subscribing to a false sense of security, masculinity, intelligence, patriotism, and humanity, further inflaming her critics. Industry repercussions. Even Zegler's Broadway career isn't safe. Megyn Kelly called on her followers to boycott her current production of Romeo plus Juliet, where Zegler stars opposite Kit Connor, stating, "There's something seriously wrong with this person." Disney's dilemma. For Disney, the stakes couldn't be higher. With public sentiment overwhelmingly against Zegler, the studio is caught in a no-win situation. Removing her from Snow White would be a logistical and financial nightmare, but standing by her could further alienate their core audience. Zegler, as Callie noted, this is an incredible pivot point for Disney. The public is watching to see which way they'll go. A career in freefall. Rachel Zegler's journey from Hollywood's rising star to its most controversial figure is a cautionary tale about the power of public perception. Her divisive remarks and public persona have not only jeopardized her career, but also become a symbol of the challenges Disney faces in navigating modern controversies. Only time will tell whether Zegler and Disney can recover from this crisis, or if Snow White will become a cautionary tale in its own right.
for the Snow White movie has been getting cooked on the internet these past couple of days, and it is not looking good. Now, in case you didn't know, the trailer for this movie came out just a couple of days ago at D23, and if you thought fans hated the idea of a live-action remake about Snow White, well, they sure do now, because it's already one of the most hated movie trailers in history with over 1 million dislikes in less than 2 weeks. And look, this movie already had a lot of backlash before the trailer even came out, with said photos giving us a look at what seemed to be the 7 dwarves in this movie, except they weren't really the 7 dwarves anymore, but instead they were called like the 7 magical creatures or something like that. They kind of fixed the issue in the trailer by having them look like the classic dwarfs from the animated movie, but the problem now is that they're completely CGI'd, where they could have just had real actors play these characters instead. It gets even worse when you find out Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, already expressed how much she hates the story of the original film, which is probably the worst way to be marketing a $300 million movie that's already becoming a nightmare.
The new trailer is out for Snow White, and if you thought that Disney was going to salvage this film after all the backlash that it received about the direction it was going in remaking the 1937 classic, you were wrong. And then we got photos of what was going on with Snow White during filming, and we got a look at the 7 dwarves, except they weren't the 7 dwarves anymore. They were the 7 magical creatures, or as I like to refer to them, the 7 magical diversity hires. And if you thought that somehow in this new editing process, Disney was going to be able to make a cut that was less feminist girl boss, I don't think they did, because a clip of the Whistle While You Work song that is featured in Snow White has been released and compared to the 1937 version. Let's listen to it.
Now you wash the dishes. Now you wash the dishes. You tidy up the room. You tidy up the room. You clean the fireplace. You clean those cobwebs. And I'll use the broom. He'll use the broom.
The woes surrounding Disney's Snow White reboot are far from over. What was envisioned as a modern reimagining of a beloved classic has spiraled into one of Disney's most significant PR disasters, with Rachel Zegler and questionable creative decisions at the center of the storm. I think the numbers don't lie. The backlash began earlier this year with the teaser trailer, which quickly garnered an unprecedented 1.4 million dislikes on YouTube, earning the dubious distinction of 2024's most disliked teaser. The release of the full-length trailer 2 weeks ago only worsened the situation. With 8,7,000 dislikes compared to just 300,000 dislikes, the dismal like-to-dislike ratio highlights the film's uphill battle. Comment sections are flooded with over 500 zero criticisms, ranging from the casting to perceived disrespect for the original story. Many fans have declared their intent to boycott the movie entirely, with some dubbing it the death of Disney's magic. Casting backlash. A central point of contention is Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White. Fans have openly mocked the idea that Gal Gadot's evil queen would be envious enough of Zegler's appearance to plot her demise, turning it into a meme. This disbelief only compounds the outrage sparked by Zegler's own inflammatory comments about the original film and its fans. Zegler's dismissive remarks have made her the lightning rod for criticism, with many fans identifying her as the embodiment of why they're rejecting this reboot. A dwindling legacy? With public outrage reaching a fever pitch, Snow White risks not just box office failure, but also tarnishing Disney's reputation as a purveyor of timeless, magical storytelling. What was meant to reinvigorate a cherished classic now faces the monumental challenge of winning back the hearts of a disillusioned audience. Stay tuned as the fallout continues, but for now, it seems the House of Mouse might have a colossal flop on its hands.
This was my father's kingdom. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom. Find Snow
Jesus wept. I mean, our expectations were pretty low for this one, but damn, Disney, I think I'm beginning to understand why you kept this trailer hidden for so long. Releasing the full Snow White trailer onto YouTube is like throwing a bacon cheeseburger to a pack of hungry wolves, but just like a foot-long post-taco turd, there's only so long you can hold it in before nature takes its course. And well, the internet did not disappoint. Anyway, the teaser trailer that came out a couple of months back played it pretty coy when it came to details, probably because Disney was still desperately scrambling to cut together a new version of the film after all the backlash to the project and its, star? Is that the word I'm looking for? Ah, fuck it. But this was our first real look at Snow White, the evil queen, and the diverse gender non-conforming magical entities that would be starring alongside them. Oh wait, they're actually dwarves again, aren't they? Well, let's see how they look.
Insiders described audience reactions as overwhelmingly negative, with some calling the screenings painful to watch. Test audiences have repeatedly rejected the creative direction, casting, and even the humor, leaving Disney scrambling for fixes. Financial stakes. The stakes couldn't be higher. With a budget this massive, Snow White would need exceptional box office numbers just to break even. Likely upwards of $700 million globally. Yet, with its March 2025 release date looming and public sentiment at rock bottom, salvaging the project seems almost impossible. Notably, the film will hit theaters nearly 3 years after filming wrapped, an unusually long delay that underscores the chaotic development process. A cautionary tale. Disney now faces a critical moment of reckoning. The combination of Rachel Zegler's controversies, fan backlash, and repeated creative missteps has turned Snow White into a cautionary tale for how not to handle a reboot. If the film flops as spectacularly as expected, it could mark a significant turning point for Disney's live-action strategy, and not in a good way. Fans aren't just disappointed anymore, they're angry. If Disney doesn't start listening to its audience, the message will be loud and clear when the box office receipts roll in. The drama surrounding Snow White extends far beyond the silver screen, with Rachel Zegler at the heart of the feud that has only deepened the film's woes. Recent reports reveal that Zegler's frustration with Disney has reached new heights, culminating in a lawsuit against the studio. The actress alleges that Disney failed to protect her amid the storm of negative publicity and refused to release statements defending her reputation. However, Disney CEO Bob Iger reportedly has no intention of backing down. Insiders claim he's made it clear that Zegler will never work with Disney again, citing the financial damage her controversies have caused. Rumors even suggest Iger quipped that Disney should be suing Zegler, not the other way around. A ballooning budget. The timeline of the film's production also signals behind-the-scenes chaos. Filming originally wrapped in July 2022, yet reshoots didn't begin until 2 years later, highlighting the disarray that has plagued the project. Financial tightrope. Disney now faces an uphill battle. For Snow White to break even, it would need to earn between $480 million and $500 million. To be considered a success, the film would need to surpass $600 million globally. By comparison, The Little Mermaid earned $569.6 million worldwide, with a far more favorable reception. And in the UK,